Hey, it's Doug Shumway, Sweet One Media, and for this presentation, we're going to show you how to create a section template and the process to create a section template. And this is one of the most time-consuming parts of the process. And what happens is, after you get the Word template in the system, that was a different screencast to show you the Word template. We need to focus on the sections, and then next we'll focus on the agenda item layouts. So for the section layouts, you can see we actually have a basic agenda in here, and there's 3 sections we have associated with it. If I do a quick preview, it'll actually bring up and show us our default layout, basically. So you see the Roman numeral and the section wording right here in all caps, and it's bolded at least for us. So, but if I compare that to what the customer provides, and what happens is I can actually see opening of a public hearing. This is very tight. There's not spacing in between these. It's not underlined. It's not correct spacing between the Roman numeral and the opening here. If you look at theirs, you can actually see that the differences, the layout. So we need to match our opening layout with the section template to match theirs. Okay. So that's when we actually had to create a section template. Now, what we did, we actually created a partner portal, and actually has examples of different HTML in here, or different section layouts in here, so then hopefully we can find something and use it as a starting point. So basically, if I go to templates here, I'm going to pick section templates, and it's going to bring up some examples. Now the example we have is pretty simple, just name and number in a table, but we actually have all different kind of examples. You can see there's a section name. If I click on the picture, it shows me, okay, there's the custom field, there's the name. Alright, we actually have some even more complicated ones as far as if you need to have a background color in a box. So there's different examples of different section layouts. But I know we actually have a very simple one now here. Here's a basic outline number and item name in a table. That's pretty much what I need. I need an item number and I need the name in a table. It's all ready for me right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Get HTML, and it's going to bring up in the HTML for me. From here, I can copy, do per copy. I'm going to switch back over to here, select the Sections tab, and here's where we can edit the layout. Okay, edit layout. I always like to work in the HTML part. HTML is when you put the raw HTML code. So this is where I clear this out, hit V, paste in there. Hit design, actually shows it for me. So basically we have a break above it, the outline number, the name, and it's underlined. Now you can always use our editor in here, for example, if you want to make it italic, or you have other tools in here. But generally you are going to need to get the basic parts of the table in there, but you're always probably going to need to tweak it over here using HTML. Okay? I just hit save here. And now I can actually preview it. Hit preview, and I have it underlined now. There's some space, but if I still go back and compare it, it's still not enough space here. This is actually wider. So this is actually pretty narrow. It's still not close to where it needs to be. Alright? So then I go back over. I can hit edit layout again. And this time I want to definitely use the HTML part, because I know in here the outline number is in a column, so I know I can go in through here and say, okay, there's the width. It's hard coded to be 30 pixel width. I'll go ahead and change that to 50, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Again, hit save, and again preview it. Open it up. That looks pretty close to me as far as being the right distance. That's as far as here and here. So I'm pretty good with that. I like that for the basic. Use this for a template. Now if I want to, I don't have to, but if I want to, I can go back over here, hit edit layout again, copy this HTML, and go ahead and drop it into these as well. Okay, hit save, and my last one, hit save here. Okay, I just want to make sure it's right the way I want it. Once again, I hit do a quick preview. There we go. So now I have the Roman numeral in there, everything's lined up, everything's underlined, everything's ready to go. Alright? Now, what happens here is I need to make a section template out of this, because I want it to automatically happen. When a new agenda is created, I want the system to use this template going forward. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Go into Tools, Templates here, and there's a thing called Section Templates, and you see a couple in there. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this section example, so we know. A lot of times we'll name it a little bit like you see some examples we have in here already. Section name, bold with items numbered, no numbering, outline number. So there's some examples. Now, what's going to happen is going to ask you what item layout you want to use. This is the default item layout for the section. We're not doing that right now, so it's going to pick a basic one, item name and number, and we'll come back and tweak that when we do the item layouts. And again, all I'm going to do here is switch over HTML mode, paste in the HTML. I can go back to design mode with the editor, and there it is. Now I hit save. So now this section template is in the system. The last thing we need to do is go ahead and assign this to my section. So so it's all a agenda is automatically created. We know always use that section. So down the bottom here are all my sections, and remember here's the opening and public hearing, and the 3 that we have in there that we're using. I just hit edit, and always use that section example right there. Section example, edit, section example. And the last section I'm going to use that for is this one. And again, section example. Hit update right there. So pretty much now I'm done. And to show it to you, what happens if I go to agendas here, I want to create a new one. I'm just going to call this DS. Get a cutoff date. Agenda type example. Hit save. And now it's going to create that for me. And if I do the preview, it'll actually have in there automatically the right layout for this. And I can change it. So for example, I need to change the word template here to match. Take an example. I change that. Again, hit preview. And there you go. There's our layout that we built. Here's our sections. And if I compare it over here, you can see we pretty much are dead on with it. So that's how you actually do that. Now, what happens is you're going to have to create as many section templates if the sections change within the agenda. What I mean by that, so item number 1 here is the one we just built. Now number 2, we may want to tweak this one. We want to change this because we probably want to have another one that includes this motion, second, and vote text in there. So this would be a section template as well. So I'd probably change that to actually have a section with that particular information. So I have the motion, the vote, and the seconding as part of the section template here. Now the third one is the same thing as the first one, so that's standard. Call to order, or call to public should say, that needs to be a new section template too. The reason why, because we have the section text in there, and we actually have a merge field called section text, so you would actually build that into the section layout. And we have examples of that in the partner portal. This one, same as the first one, don't need it, that's the standard one, we use the same one. Consent, this has to be a new section template here because we actually have this header over here, a report submitted by, so it needs to be column 1 outline, column 2, the name, or excuse me, the section name, and this one could be the hard code in here as far as being the report submitted by. If I scroll down, that's the standard layout we just built, no problem, and that's the standard layout we built. And right below that, we actually have for number 9, this has to be a new section template because right below that we actually have the agenda custom field. What I mean by that is this is going to be a changing from meeting to meeting, so therefore you build as agenda custom field and you put that in here as a merge field and the system will automatically populate. And again, here's the motion, second, and vote again. Once you build it one time, you could reuse it. So that's a little bit how you use sections. Hopefully the tools we provide, you can actually get started with it, paste it in there, and then tweak it as necessary, and then how to create it in the system and then apply it to the right sections. So that's it. Thanks a lot.